It is tempting to think of B2B sales like a consumer purchase. You build a great product, the customer recognizes it solves their problem, and they click a very large, expensive Buy Now button. In reality, an enthusiastic verbal agreement from a department head is only the starting line. Between that yes and closed-won revenue lies a gauntlet of competing organizational priorities. Legal scrutinizes the contract to minimize corporate risk, demanding strict liability caps and broad indemnities. Procurement requires vendor cost control, aggressively pushing for lower prices and favorable net payment terms. InfoSec steps in to audit data compliance and integration security, treating every new software as a potential breach. Meanwhile, finance locks down the budget, demanding proven, measurable return on investment before a single pound leaves the treasury. These conflicting priorities transform the negotiation from a price discussion into a complex process of achieving multi-stakeholder consensus. Navigating that consensus requires deal structuring. This is the architectural design of the commercial package itself, configuring the variables of the offer to satisfy both the seller's margin requirements and the buyer's internal constraints. When faced with an objection, an untrained representative reflexively drops the price. A professional negotiator leaves the price alone and adjusts the structure of the deal. That structure includes defining exactly what is being sold, the precise scope of work, the specific deliverables, the allocation of risk, and the length of the contract. It also governs the operational mechanics, establishing whether payment is due upfront or quarterly, defining the support service level agreements, and writing explicit renewal and cancellation clauses. Without a deliberate structure, one of two things happens. The transaction either gets permanently blocked by an internal reviewer, or it closes as a highly unprofitable obligation that drains the seller's resources. Before any of those structural variables can be manipulated, one rule supersedes all others. The seller must establish business value before discussing price. Think of B2B negotiation as an audio equalizer with mechanically linked variables. When a seller defines desired outcomes, like workforce readiness or safe AI adoption, value is high. Consequently, the price point anchors firmly into place. But if the buyer cannot quantify the cost of an action or specific return on investment, the value drops. Every proposed price is perceived as an expensive barrier, forcing the price down to match the low value. To build that value, the seller has to diagnose the reality of the business. They must identify the core problem, establish the urgency of the timeline, and understand exactly how executives will measure success. Weak value alignment inevitably leads to price slashing, while strong value alignment creates the stable foundation needed to build a profitable deal structure. Consider a common scenario. A seller proposes a comprehensive corporate training program for £45,000. The buyer's procurement team counters with a hard limit of £30,000. If the seller simply agrees to the £30,000 figure without altering the scope, they destroy their profit margin. Worse, they signal to the buyer that the initial price was arbitrary padding. This is where the give-get principle becomes the primary operational rule for maintaining commercial balance. The mechanic is straightforward. Any financial concession or flexibility given to the buyer requires a structural commitment or reduction extracted in return. To meet that £30,000 budget, the seller offers a restructured deal. They reduce the scope to 150 users, or they cut the live workshops in half. Alternatively, they keep the £45,000 package intact, but offer an extended, phased payment schedule, or they offer a slight discount to secure a guaranteed multi-year renewal. Deploying the give-get principle prevents one-sided negotiations. It ensures that every concession is traded, keeping the final agreement mutually beneficial and structurally sound. Expanding negotiation beyond price reveals hidden levers dictating a deal's true value. Take cash flow. Annual upfront payments improve seller economics, but if the buyer requires net 60 terms to relieve internal pressure, discounts are taken off the table. Contract length works similarly. Multi-year agreements lock in predictable revenue for the seller, lowering their risk. In return, the seller can offer price protection or expansion clauses. Then there is the common request for a pilot or proof of concept. Vague, open-ended trials where a customer simply tries it out for a few months, drain resources and stall momentum. Vague, open-ended trials where a customer simply tries it out for a few months, drain resources and stall momentum. A rigorous pilot requires architecture. It must include explicit timelines, measurable success criteria, and a mandatory conversion plan to a full contract if those metrics are met. Mastering these variables allows the seller to perfectly calibrate the deal. You are able to seamlessly match the buyer's specific risk tolerance and operational needs without ever resorting to arbitrary discounting. At scale, sales teams cannot individually engineer these complex legal and financial structures in a vacuum. This is the domain of revenue operations. RevOps acts as the architect of the internal commercial system, building the workflows that govern how negotiations happen across the entire company. RevOps implements automated guardrails, designing pricing exception rules and strict discount approvals based on minimum margin thresholds. They also enforce data governance. Deals cannot move forward without specific CRM inputs like commission tracking, handoff notes, or accurate forecasting categories. For non-standard terms and complex enterprise configurations, RevOps orchestrates the deal desk. This is a cross-functional team combining finance, legal, and product experts to review bespoke agreements. The deal desk protects the company from its own sales team. It prevents representatives from agreeing to highly customized, undeliverable scopes simply to hit their quarterly quota. RevOps and the deal desk operationalize the negotiation process, striking the perfect balance between maintaining sales velocity and protecting the company's margins. A closed-won notification in the CRM marks the transition from the legalities of the contract to the reality of the commercial relationship. If a deal is structurally weak, heavily discounted but bloated with unlimited support promises, it creates an immediate operational crisis for the customer success team. When deliverables are left vague during negotiation, the result is scope creep. Customers will continually demand unpaid extra work because the boundaries of the agreement were never documented. A proper post-sale handoff requires sales to transfer clear implementation plans, explicit risk profiles, and defined success criteria directly to the delivery team. Deal structuring ensures the company can deliver on its promises profitably, protecting the business from the long-term risks of a poorly defined contract. The architecture of that initial deal dictates the renewal baseline 12 months later. If a deal closed through desperate discounting, the renewal becomes artificially difficult. Buyers expect the same low rate, plunging both sides into a zero-sum price battle. In a properly structured deal, the give-get dynamics establish a foundation of trust and fairness. The renewal transitions smoothly into an expansion conversation based on proven return on investment. This is where revenue compounds. Expansion means graduating from a pilot to an enterprise rollout, adding new departments, or securing long-term, multi-year terms. Stop treating B2B negotiation as a fight over price. Start structuring the variables of value, scope, and commitment to engineer long-term, scalable revenue.